Thousands of years ago, the world had filled with violence and corruption. Of all humanity, only one man followed a different path, Noah. One morning, he heard an order that would change the fate of every living being: build an enormous ship in the middle of dry land, with no river nearby. Noah receives precise instructions, exact measurements, the type of wood, the number of decks. He must build an ark able to hold his family and a pair of every animal on earth. He has no reference for such a ship. Nor does he understand why, in the middle of the desert, he would need something so large. Noah and his 3 sons begin cutting and assembling giant timbers under the sun. It is work that will take years, not weeks. Every beam must fit perfectly. The family works in silence, knowing the rest of the town watches them from a distance, understanding nothing. Neighbors pass by the wooden skeleton and openly mock it. They ask Noah if he plans to sail through the desert. Some throw small stones, others simply shake their heads and walk on, convinced the old man has finally lost his mind. The years pass. The ark grows level by level, larger than any temple in the region. The mockery becomes routine, almost part of the landscape. Noah and his family no longer argue with anyone. They just keep measuring, cutting, and nailing, day after day. One morning, something strange happens. Animals of every kind begin walking toward the ark in pairs, with no one guiding them. Lions beside sheep, eagles beside doves. The neighbors who once mocked now watch in silence, with an unease they cannot explain. For days, Noah and his family receive and place each animal inside the ark, level by level, species by species. It is exhausting work that seems endless. When the last animal enters, Noah stands at the door, looking up at a sky beginning to darken. The first drops fall on the dry wood. Noah closes the ark's door from inside. Outside, the townspeople look up at the sky, puzzled, with no idea that this rain will not stop for 40 days. By then, it will already be too late for everyone. The rain does not stop. Rivers overflow, streets flood, and within days, water covers the rooftops of houses. People climb onto roofs, into trees, onto any high point, screaming for help that will no longer come. Within a few weeks, not a single point of land remains visible. The water covers entire mountains. The ark, the only structure still floating, drifts alone on an ocean that did not exist before, carrying inside the only life that will survive what is happening outside. Inside the ark, Noah and his family live amid the constant noise of animals and the creaking of wood. They ration food, clean without rest, and have no idea how much longer they must endure being shut in. Outside, there is only water as far as the eye can see. After months, the water slowly begins to recede. One day, the ark stops floating gently. It has come to rest on the peak of a mountain. Noah climbs to the highest deck and sees, for the first time in a long while, something that is not just water. To find out if the land is ready, Noah releases a dove from the ark's deck. The bird flies for hours and returns without finding anywhere to land. There is still water everywhere. Noah waits several more days before trying again. Days later, Noah releases the dove once more. This time it returns with an olive branch in its beak. It is the first real sign that, somewhere beneath all that water, the earth is breathing again. Finally, the land is dry. Noah opens the ark's door after more than a year shut inside. His family and all the animals slowly descend into a completely empty, silent world, ready to start over from scratch. The first thing Noah does upon touching solid ground is build an altar. After so long shut inside, not knowing if they would survive, he kneels in silence, grateful for something even he cannot fully explain. While the sky still holds clouds from the last rain, something no one had ever seen before appears, an arc of colors stretching from one end of the horizon to the other. Noah and his family watch it in silence, with no words to describe it. Over time, Noah's family spreads across the newly emerged earth, rebuilding everything from scratch: homes, crops, cities. Every generation born afterward no longer knows the world before the flood, only hearing the story from their elders. To this day, dozens of cultures around the world, from Mesopotamia to the Americas, preserve strikingly similar accounts of a flood that covered the entire Earth. Geologists and historians continue to debate whether all these stories share a real common origin, or whether it is simply a coincidence impossible to explain.